Discontinued
Gravy.
Discontinued gravy.
Goal, to simplify life and make it fun.
Because we've been there.
I mean, we're in our mid-20s.
So we've seen it all.
This is...
Discontinued Gravy! Woo! Oh my god, so I'm in Whistler right now, and guess out of all people who I just bumped into at Whistler Village on my birthday weekend. Not planned whatsoever.
No,
The one and only Nick Torres.
Oh man, okay, that's quite an intro, isn't it? That's my guy Carson right there, right? Oh yeah, we ran into each other, not planned one bit. We did not know this was happening.
Not at all. We are in ice cream lineup, actually, out of all places.
Yeah, Cow's Ice Cream. If you've ever been, recommend. That's going to be my recommendation this week. Just know it right now.
I don't know if I want to give them a free plug like that, as I have not tasted it yet. But as we're going into this, they have one vegan flavor.
Do they? Oh, that's good. I mean, you can then eat the ice cream. Then that's good. You get the one flavor.
Yes, but so far it's been a very interesting weekend because we have people with us and some guest stars on the podcast right now. Are you ready? This is Spencer, my fiance, who I never talk about on the podcast.
I'm very shy. I do not like public speaking. Please get this camera out of my face. I don't want to talk to anybody. Bye.
Okay, and this is C. Willie, as I call him.
Heyo.
And my twinsy, Michaela.
She's the best Kurd ever, by the way.
Yeah, she represents us to a new level. We also might have a few other people with us, but they're not comfortable on the pod, and we respect that. I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable while we're here today. But we will have some fun stories coming with you this episode. We just wanted to give you a quick snap of what happened to us this last weekend, and trust me, we're going to get into some trouble.
This is I think this is going to be the intro, so that we don't even have to intro this. We can just go right into the podcast when we start whatever we're talking about. I couldn't tell you what we're talking about next week.
Yeah, this audio could be crap though because we're in a lineup with a lot of people and
but that's
music.
going to make it better. It's going to make it so great. All these people are going to have to listen to Discontinued Gravy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're live in Whistler City where people get into trouble.
And everybody can listen to Discontinued Gravy. Everybody here should be listening to Discontinued Gravy.
This is me, Carson Willie, signing out, saying don't forget to get saucy.
Saucy. Put
Some
some
hot sauce on the gravy.
Put some hot sauce in that gravy.
Oh God! Push the gas, tear some ass. What are we saying now? All the Discontinued Gravy lines.
All the things. But anyways, we should jump off now because I'm sure people are wondering what these weirdos are doing.
We're probably the weirdest people here right now.
Yeah, we just got weird.
Everyone thinks we're famous.
Probably. I mean, we got 20 downloads per week.
Okay, Nick. Shh.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Ask a local if they're excited about ice cream.
No, I don't want to ask that. This is it.
Bye.
Peace out, Kurds.
Okay, that was our friends and family. See you later.
Bye, friends. We'll enjoy this episode. We're sorry you had to hear that.
I mean, I just feel like it gives such a good encapsulation of our weekend we had, though.
I mean, I love it. I think that whole opening is fan-frickin-tastic. It's like we're live on location. We're, hanging out, unexpected. Just oh my God, there's Krysta in a dinner window. I know that girl.
That's actually what happened. For people who don't know, Nick and I bumped into each other at Whistler this weekend. And how often do both of us go to Whistler?
Never.
Never. This is the first time I've gone in 2 years.
Yeah, no, it's been... I did a day trip. I think I've talked about it on the podcast last year, but I haven't stayed in Whistler in 2 years, yeah. And yeah, so that was really funny. I was just walking to my restaurant, and I looked up at the restaurant. I'm like, they look really familiar.
Hey, look at those blonde girls.
So I freaking Snapchat. I'm like, bro, is this you? And I walked away, and Chris was like, oh my God. And there we are.
I lost my shit in that restaurant. I was so excited. And Michaela and Carson and Spencer, they're all like, no way. And we were trying to get you to come back.
I ended up leaving my own party just to come and say hello to everybody. And then, of course, we got the ice cream. I got to meet the infamous Michaela and Carson.
I think the best part was, though, is that Nick came back to come wave at the window because he just sent us a Snapchat. We didn't actually see him. So he came back. And I ran down. I had a Polaroid camera. I was taking photos all weekend, so I have a bajillion Polaroid and disposable photos.
Yep.
And I get Spencer, my fiance, to take one of me and Nick because we got to take a moment here.
It's a discontinued gravy moment.
It's a discontinued gravy moment. And, you know, we both just ordered our food. So, you know, time to go back to our parties.
Yep.
We're going to rejoin up later.
Yep.
I go up back to have my dinner. Our waiter comes over to check to see if we need more wine or food. He sees the Polaroid on the table. I have it upside down on my phone case. And he's like, oh, do you mind if I take a look? Turns it over. And he looks at my fiance. Then he looks at the other guy at the table, Carson.
No!
And then he looks back at the Polaroid and he's like, neither of these guys are in this photo with you.
Let's go! That's so funny.
And he's like, good for you, girl.
That's funny.
And it was just so funny. It's just like, okay, but like, dude, if you understood the situation, it's even better than that.
Yeah, like it's actually better than that. But that's so funny that he would think of it that way. That's too fucking funny.
Right? It's just like, yep, we're having a nice dinner, and I go off with my side thing.
Yeah, like there's two guys at this table, and the third one is the one that gets it. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's fucking funny.
Exactly. So I just thought that was really funny. But honestly, it was a very nice restaurant and dinner. I highly recommend it. It's not, I wouldn't say it's the most expensive place you can go in Whistler, because there's definitely white tablecloth atmospheres in Whistler. But I would say maybe it's a little bit more expensive than Earl's. So instead of maybe like a $20 plate, you're running into the $28 a plate.
Yeah.
$35 a plate. So yeah, you're getting closer to keg prices, but the food I thought was better than the keg. Like it was so good.
Wow.
And honestly, the service in Whistler, damn. I don't care that it's expensive. They make sure that you are not forgotten about once. It's a very nice feeling.
Well, yeah, I mean, like it's kind of the whole thing's built on, you know, tourism, right? So like it's got to be good service, and it was good service. I recommend. I thought it was funny though, because Krysta mentioned that she went to this restaurant, and you know they're like, oh, we went to here because, you know, a little fancier than Earl's.
I'm so sorry.
And then I reply to her, and I'm just like, hey, that's where we're going, Earl's. I mean, I like Earl's. I think Earl's is one of the better restaurants in the world, really.
Oh, yeah, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Earl's was our first choice, but the boys wanted to do something a little bit different because it was my sister and I's birthday.
Yeah, it's totally fair. Like, I would have made the same assumption.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, exactly. But it was just honestly such a nice weekend. Like, I got to see so many people I love and care about, and I got to meet some of Nick's friends.
yeah,
Like, I've met one or two of your friends, but not that many, actually. So it was nice to see you out with friends and doing things and getting ice cream.
I guess you don't see that very often, do you?
No, and I know you're like a social butterfly, but it's nice to see you in your atmosphere with your friends. You know what ice cream flavor you're going to get. You're not going to hesitate.
I mean, I do like my ice cream. There is ice cream I know I like. So, but yeah.
I did feel bad for Nick, though, because Michaela and I shared a bottle of wine. The boys had their own wine. I don't think Nick and his friend were quite prepared for a little bit of a tipsy moment because they seemed a bit more sober than us.
A lot more sober. But, I mean, obviously for me it was like full-on soberness. But, no, I mean, I had fun. I mean, it was probably easier because I already knew you and Spencer, obviously. I hadn't met Carson and Michaela, but, you know, I can meet somebody, no problem. But for the other person who didn't know anybody, like, props to her, like, mad props. She was amazing.
Because I'm not gonna lie, we can be a lot. like I'm a hugger. I want to go up and give you a hug straight away, and I realize it's a pandemic right now, so I'm gonna be like, hi, nice to meet you, and like right up in your face because I want to give you a hug, but I can't, so I'm just gonna be like this far away from you.
Well, I mean, she liked it. She liked you guys, so that's a plus.
Yay! Yes, I think she did a very good job, and it was so funny because I forgot to like introduce people Like, I just went up and started, like, hanging out with Nick and being, like, targeted on his friend, being like, hi, I've heard so much about you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, right, I should probably introduce, like, my twin sister and her boyfriend that they have no idea who they are.
Yeah. No, it's kind of surreal to see them in real life for the first time, because I think we followed each other on Instagram and everything. I was like, okay, like, I mean, obviously I'm kind of in Krysta's life, but like on the outside, you know what I mean? Like you only see me on here, you know what I mean? You only see and hear me. You know, it's they may not watch the YouTube. I don't think they do. So, you know, they just know my voice, and, you know, to put a voice to the face, you know, like, is it one of those things where, you know when the person doesn't have, like, you hear their voice on the radio, then you see their picture and you're like, nope, that doesn't, these things do not match.
There's so many singers like that too, where it's like, that came out of you.
I know, right? So weird.
I'm trying to think of who I'm thinking of about that.
I don't know.
July Talk.
Oh, yeah, like the dude singer. Holy shit, you are so right. He looks like this totally normal guy. And then he's got like the kind of talk. I'm like, what the? Like, absolutely, that's perfect.
Yeah, like, how does that baritone voice come out of him?
Impressed, like, instant respect, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. But overall, I mean, it was a fun weekend. It was probably one of the best birthdays I've ever had, just from all the love. I got to go horseback riding. I highly recommend it. I know it was my recommendation last week, so I can't use it this week. But it was even better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, no, that was, I heard it was good. I mean, obviously I didn't go, but, I heard it was good. And one of those, like, different things, right? Like, it's not like the standard things that you could do in Whistler, like, you know, like the biking or, you know, the gondolas and stuff like that. It's doing, you know, like, something you definitely don't get to do every day.
Yeah, exactly. So it was just so different. It was nice connecting in nature. It was, I mean, we did like a regular horse trail 1 hour, 1.5 hour thing where you just follow the horse behind you. But I mean, it was still a lot of fun, and we did a lot of other things. For example, the night when we went up there, actually, I wanted to do a theme party. I know that's weird. It was just the four of us, but I was so determined to like do decor. I used to be an event planner. I used to be an event manager. I haven't had a purpose to do anything since Christmas.
It's true.
I need to get it out somehow.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, Easter. I think I decorated on Easter.
Oh.
But still.
I mean, still, yeah, that's still a while.
So the theme was Cowboys versus Aliens.
Okay.
The alien thing did not work out as much as I'd hope it would. It was a little hard finding alien pieces of a costume when I didn't want to blow $100 on a costume at Party City.
It's fair.
So, got some alien ears, got some green face paint, got an eye mask, and got some little guns. I filled the guns up with alcohol, so Nick would not have liked it. He would have liked shooting it at people.
Yeah.
And Michaela and Carson were the cowboys, of course. And I thought they were actually going to wear their bandanas horseback riding, but they did not.
Oh, man, come on. Commit.
I know. I have to give Spencer a shout out, though. I was so determined to wear this outfit out that he did it with me. And that's how you know someone actually loves you, is that they're willing to embarrass themselves like that for you.
Yeah.
Even though they don't want to do it.
Fair enough.
But Nick, he got me back.
How did he get you back?
So we went to Black's. It's like across the street from the Longhorn. There's a lineup. We're like, nah, let's not do that.
Fair enough.
Went to Black's. Ordered some drinks. Spencer goes up to the bathroom. Comes back. We're just having some drinks. All of a sudden, this guy comes over and starts hitting on me.
Oh.
He's like, hey, I saw you earlier with the ears, and you're just so pretty, and I'd really like to take you out sometime. Can I get your number? But then this guy started, and I was like, oh, ha ha ha, like, thank you so much. I'm actually engaged, blah blah blah. And then he started like kind of getting like kind of weird. So then Spencer got very protective, like, oh, what the F, dude, and like chest out, like alpha male fight. Like, I thought there was gonna be a brawl. I was ready to throat punch someone
Jesus.
I was ready to throat punch my fiance. I was like, you're not getting me kicked out on a bar on my birthday.
Oh, fair enough.
I'll be so mad at you. So they start fighting, and then me and Carson just immediately hands on the head. Once I couldn't contain him, hands on the head, look away. We don't know him.
Yep. Oh, absolutely.
At all.
Absolutely.
All of a sudden, they break out in laughter. It's not a fight anymore.
Oh.
They're laughing.
Oh. Well.
And we're like, oh my god, do they know each other? Are they best friends? Did Spencer go to university with them?
Yeah.
Nope. Complete stranger. He met him in the bathroom and was like, hey, do you want to do me a favor? It's my fiance's birthday tonight, and I want to make her laugh. But this dude did it. And I give props to this dude, because he could have been like, no, you freak. Or like, dude, like, you want me to hit on your fiance? Like, that's a little weird. But this guy, he saw the fun in it. Like, he knew that this is a good story now.
I don't know, man.
Like
I appreciate the dude, like, going in on it. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. I just think the whole idea itself is a little... Okay.
Oh, yeah. So, because he mentioned earlier in the night, he's like, oh, I don't want to go to, like, one of those places with the douchey guys that are going to end up hitting on you or your sister, and Carson and I are going to get into a fight. So, like, it was already in my head. And I think that's why he did it. It's because he planted the seed.
Sure. I mean, the second he said that, that was the plan.
Oh, yeah. And
You can't tell me that he said that without any plan. No, he planned that.
Right? Right.
I don't know.
I know. It was a little... I think it's hilarious. I loved it. It's definitely one of those things that I'm laughing at now. In that moment, oh, I died. I died inside a little.
There's certain people I know that would really appreciate that, but I don't know.
I feel ya. Okay, but Nick, how did your trip go? Because, like, for our trip, we were a group of 2 couples. So the dynamics there are pretty obvious. It's you hang out with your significant other. And Michaela's my twin sister. So it's like I'm either hanging out with my fiance or my twin sister. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I have drinks coming my way the whole time if I want them to.
Yeah.
There's no third wheeling. There's no, oh, do we leave someone behind? Because we have a buddy system in place. But you went
fair.
up in a group of 3.
Yeah.
What do you do in a group situation on a group trip? This is such a dilemma. I've been on these before, and it's never as easy as you think it's going to be.
Okay, well, like, I feel like it's... Just to clarify, it was a group of 3. Nobody was dating anybody. Like, there was no relationship. It wasn't like, I was dating a girl and we invited our third friend with us. Like, no. This was 3 friends from work who wanted to do something together. So not quite as a crazy of a dynamic as I think that could be. But I guess essentially the protocol is you do what you do. Like, you do everything together. There's no, like... Oh, you do this, you do that. Like when I went to see Krysta, I could have easily just been like, "Yo, I'll do this. You guys don't have to come." Like,
except I was like, they have to come. I want to meet them.
Yeah, Krysta was adamant. I didn't have a choice.
Yeah,
but
he really. I was gonna come there and start like throwing rocks at his window if he didn't bring them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So no, like it was, It was like that was like the only instance I could see myself like separating from the group. But other than that, we just did everything together. We ate food together. We did all the cool things together. Like it's just a fun group activity. It was fun.
Yeah. Okay, but did you not need alone time at any point, or was it a short enough time frame that you really didn't?
I don't think I needed alone time. I think it was short enough. Like I mean, we were only there we went up like late Saturday night. Like we didn't get there till 9 p.m. And then, spent all day Sunday, and then about half of Monday-ish. Like, I mean, we left at about probably 11:30, so we got home at about 1. So yeah, I think it was short enough where I didn't mind. But like I don't know, like. as of right now, I'm kind of like, as much as I like alone time, I'm also kind of sick of it at the same time. Like, we've been doing this for how long? Like, like I get it. Like, I think it would have had to been like 3 or 4 days where I'd be like, okay, guys, I'm going to go for a walk. Don't join me.
This is not a group walk.
you know what I mean? So like, but no, like honestly, I do love those guys. They're amazing. Like I even told them, I'm just like, yeah, I could do this again. Like I wish I was way longer. So I didn't mind, but I could see like definitely maybe certain times where maybe not with them specifically, but with other people, I could absolutely see be like, guys, I'm just gonna go for a walk for a bit. You guys do whatever. But I think we got a good dynamic going, so no problems there.
Yeah, maybe that's the trick. 'Cause at least like whenever I need alone time, I either have a nap or I read. It's like, because you know what? No one's going to bug you if you're reading a book. They're like, oh, okay. Like, it's like the unwritten rule that they're not going to bug you. If you're on your phone, it's almost an open invite to come bug me.
Kinda, yeah. I mean, like, you could just easily be like, oh, like, oh, you busy? And most people are going to be like, well, no. Scrolling Twitter. Instagram.
I don't think Twitter's the first one for most people. It's usually Instagram, then Twitter.
I mean, for most people, maybe.
Not for Nick.
Look, I don't follow that many people on Instagram, so I don't have that many photos to look at. So Twitter is more interesting for me. But yeah, like I mean, that's like, what could you say? Like, no, I'm not. I'm scrolling Twitter. Don't talk to me. Like you're not gonna say that.
Yeah, it was funny because with like my group dynamic, since we were already like partnered up, it was like,
yeah,
okay, we're like exactly. Oh, we're going for a walk to the market. Oh yeah, I'll come. Oh, you can catch up with us later. It's like the unwritten like we just need like an hour.
Well,
but
let's just hang out.
Yeah, just like the same idea though. Going for a walk, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah, don't need you.
Yeah, but I have actually been on third wheel situations for trips before. I did a trip to Banff, Alberta, with my sister Michaela and Carson, but this was 7 years ago, 7 years ago. So a long time ago, and Carson and I were not as close as we are now.
Right.
At all. And the reason we were doing this road trip was to go see one of my best friends. She lives in Fairmont Hot Springs, which is just on the border there before Alberta.
Yep.
Cranbrook, if you need a more general area. So that's why we set off on this road trip. And I was in a movie documentary theme at that point, and I videoed every little part of it like a documentary. But more like Crocodile Dundee style.
That's one way to do it.
Yeah.
That's one way to do it.
And I'm sure Michaela and Carson got annoyed with me because literally everything. And I told everyone I met. I went to a house party with a bunch of firefighters and lifeguards. And I was like, I'm making a documentary. Do you want to be in it? And they're like, you better post this. And I was like, I will. I never posted it.
I was going to say, did you ever post it? Probably not.
To be fair, I uploaded it into a shared drive folder with my sister. And then we shared like an Apple account at the time. She decided to create a new Apple account and erase the old one. So I didn't have them anymore. It's gone.
Ah, damn.
Yeah, I would love to see some of that footage. I think it would be hilarious and very cringeworthy.
That'd be good.
But it was a fun trip, so it'd be so much fun to see. But to get back on track here, third wheeling. I was a major third wheel that whole trip. Even
how do you play a third wheel?
Right?
I think I'm pretty good at it.
It's just like one of those things. You're just there. And I remember taking I was like a jokester, so like Michaela and Carson would be having cute moment kissing, and I'd take like a photo being like, third wheel for life, like peace sign, them making out behind me or something. But it was in every situation. Like my best friend Madison, we were going to go see, she had a serious boyfriend. So he was around the whole time. And then her really good friend, we'll call her Talia. Because I don't know if she wants to be mentioned on this. I know Madison won't care.
Fair
but
enough.
Talia was just like a good time. She was Good girl, good heart. We got really drunk at the spaghetti factory. It was our birthday. Again, it happens to be our birthday a lot.
Clearly.
So factory-sized drinks, having a good time. This guy Sam's here along with us. I don't even remember if his name is actually Sam, so that's why I said that name, because I feel like it's wrong.
Fair enough.
So he's hanging around us the whole night, and like Talia and I are both single at the time, and it's time to go to bed. The couples have the beds, and then there's a couch. She looks at me and she's like, I will take the bullet and sleep next to him.
Oh!
And it's like,
oh God,
I actually appreciate that.
No. Yeah, totally.
Like,
yeah.
Like she saw that like it was going to happen because he was already passed out.
Right.
And we're like looking at each other like, what's gonna happen? Like nothing was going to happen. We were going to sleep, but yeah. I think the sleeping situation is sometimes the hardest on group trips.
Oh.
Because who gets nicest room?
Well, that's the thing. Like, so originally we booked an Airbnb, you know, with enough beds for 3 people. But the person was like out of cell phone range and they'd get back to us, but like they never did. And then the listing was gone, and it's like Airbnb, like you can't really message them if the listing's gone. I don't know. I didn't get it.
That's really shady, but yeah.
And I was like, all right. Like we like basically we looked at the 2 options. There was like a hotel option, there was an Airbnb option. They were roughly the same price, like honestly separating like $10. Like it wasn't much. But 3 beds versus 2 beds. So obviously the Airbnb went, so we had to go with the hotel. And so we have 2 beds. How do you divide that now? Here's the thing. 1 guy, 2 girls.
That's easy.
It is easy. Absolutely. The 2 girls share a bed and I get 1 bed.
Yeah. Lucky Nick.
That's like, that's the first thing I suggested, because I'm like, well, obviously, like.
Yeah, like.
Clearly, that's the.
You obviously, like, don't mind sharing a bed with some attractive girls, but, like, that's logically where you go, is that the girls sleep together. Like, I love cuddling. If anyone wants to share a bed with me, I get really excited because they know I'm a cuddler.
Yeah. But I don't think this would be a case that you could do that. But anyway, like,
just
like I mean, like
Nick and I in the hotel, and I'm like cuddling you. You'd be like, Krysta, get off. Yeah, I could totally see you just like pushing me, being like, no.
Let's not do this. But you know, like, obviously I feel bad. I'm like, well, why should I get a whole bed? Like just because of these
social dynamics,
made up social things that, you know, like, that's technically made up. Like, nobody said you can't do that. It's just, that's the way it is. So, you know, I was just like, I felt bad. Like, I mean, like, I offered, I was like, I don't mind. But, you know, both of them were like, I mean, like we were all just kind of in agreement, just like, this is the only possible thing to do. Like, really.
I like how they played around with your idea. They're like, oh, yeah.
Well, they did, like, very quickly debated. It was more like, probably not. You know, so, like, that was probably, like, I guess an awkward thing, like, but I guess Nick's not complaining. He got a whole bed to himself, and I'm a guy who likes to move. Like, when I have somebody in the bed with me, like, it could be a small bed, like, even ask my ex-girlfriends, I stay to one side.
Oh, good for you, dude.
Usually I move around, like, constantly. Like, I have, like, roughly, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4 positions on the bed that I could do, and I can take up every single corner of the bed. But, you know, like, if someone's there, like, you know, we might bump, like, my feet might hit their legs sometimes, you know what I mean? Like just inadvertently.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times, like, I'm generally facing away from them. Because I'm like, it's hard to breathe. I'll turn to the fresh.
It also like depends on how big the bed is too. Like, a double can be pretty small, especially for a guy like you who's over 6 feet tall. But if it's a queen or a king, like, I feel like you have enough space that you can face them.
like, don't get me started on like so like I have a double in my room. That's what I sleep on, which is fine for me. But yeah, you add a second person again. I'm stuck to one side. That's what I do. I'm good at it. But oh god, I remember one time with my ex, we went somewhere and there was a king size bed.
Mm-hmm.
I like my own bed. I really do. That's just who I am. I like my own bed. I like my space. And godsend was a king size bed. I'm like, because like you're in the same bed, but it's like they're not even there.
It is true. It's funny. I have some friends that are like, the dream is to have a house with 2 separate bedrooms with my partner, and they have their own room and I have my own. And I'm like, I respect that, because like if your schedules are completely different, like let's say you're a morning show host or something, and you have to be up at 3 a.m. Like,
oh, totally.
Yeah, like that's not gonna work.
Totally.
But it's just like, some people love their own space so much. I'm not that person. I'm the be close to me all the time. I need more attention.
Well, and my ex was certainly like that, and I think you know that. But like
most girls
like,
are like that. I want to say like 60%.
They are, and I met one of the people who we were going with is the same way as me. Like, I like my own bed. Like, if I got to choose, I'd sleep in my own bed. I like being in my place. I'm a homebody. But you know, just like, I like my own bed, but that is awkward. Like, because I mean, if it was 2 guys and a girl, it would be the complete opposite. The 2 guys would have to sleep together, obviously.
Yeah,
like,
obviously. That has happened
it,
before too. I haven't actually been in that situation, but like I've been in a group situation where one room had to do that and the other room had to do something different.
Yeah, like but something that also makes it weird, like it could make it weird, is like, you know, say, look, I get really warm when I sleep.
You're a sweaty sleeper, aren't you?
Like I don't sweat. I'm not a sweaty guy.
Yeah.
But I'm someone that does not wear pajamas nor a shirt.
Oh, you're a boxer sleeper.
Exactly. I that's how I do it. I mean,
yeah, I sleep in a t-shirt, no pants. Like,
yeah, like I'm a very warm sleeper, but you know, if let's say there were 2 guys in the bed, like I'd feel weird sleeping with a t-shirt on.
I can, like, I don't know why I laugh, but it just made me want to laugh the way you said that. Because, like, yeah, like, it's one of those things, it's like, no homo, dude.
Well, like, and that's completely implied. Like, I'm okay with my sexuality where I don't need to imply that.
Yes, exactly.
Like, I'm completely okay with that. But, like, you know, like, it's still weird. Like, even there, like, when we were there, I wore my basketball shorts on top of my boxers because, you know, when you wake up, it's a little weird to have to put basketball shorts on. So, you know, like, I wore something so I could at least, you know, seeing that somebody's chest isn't the worst thing in the world, although I did put the t-shirt on while I was still under the covers, you know, out of respect. But, you know, like,
you're like a really great person to be around for girls, because I could see, like, some people not realizing that, like, yeah, it's not a big deal, but I don't know, if you're not around that all the time, it could, like, I don't know, it could just be, like, something that's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like, I mean, it's out of respect. I mean, we both know I hang out with a lot of girls. I guess I've learned. But,
yes, you
like,
definitely had a sister as well, growing up.
Like, oh yeah, totally. You know, like, so, like, I don't know, man. Like, it's just, that I can see being the only awkward thing in third wheeling. But hey, third wheel always gets the lone bed if there's 2.
Yeah, I look at the bright side of the situation. Hey,
hey, that's what you got to do, right? And like, it's not bad, but like, okay, so let's say you're in Whistler, you're third wheeling, and they say you're not a twin, so you don't share a birthday, because that makes it easy. Let's say it was her birthday weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the boyfriend wanted to take her out for dinner. Do you maybe throw in like, you know, I can get my own food tonight?
Oh,
or do you be like,
yes, that's a good question. We actually had that conversation. It was like, I messaged her being like, oh, for the Sunday night, should Spencer make the reso 4 or 2, and she's like, well, does Spencer want to take you out for a romantic dinner? That's absolutely fine. Like, I'd understand. And I was like, I see him every night. Like, I'd rather have, like, a family.
See, that would be me, too. I would feel the same way.
Right, like, I want a family dinner. Like, I don't get to go out and have dinner with them all the time. And if Spencer and I really want to go do something, we will, you know? Like, we'll go down to the nice pizza place down the street.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Like, well, but third wheel.
Mm-hmm.
It's 3 people.
Third wheel.
There's the couple and you. Do you offer that and be like, I got my own food tonight. It's all good. You enjoy yourselves. Or do you kind of like,
see,
I kind of want to eat?
It's hard because it's like a birthday situation. It's specifically 3. If it was like a big group of people, then it's like it's easier to let them go off and do their own thing.
Well,
but
sure,
like,
you do the thing. We'll do the rest.
Yeah,
like,
but these people like invited you up, you know.
So should you be obligated to go?
No, you shouldn't feel obligated to go. I feel like you can offer to be like, hey, like I'm gonna order in tonight or something, or because like realistically, are you actually gonna go out to a restaurant and eat by yourself? And have like a full nice dinner.
I have opinions on that, and no.
Yeah, like probably not. So you'll be like, oh guys, like I'm just gonna like order in, and you know, like if you're staying in a hotel, who doesn't love ordering in at a hotel?
Yeah, room service. I mean, come on.
Yeah, room service. Exactly. That's an easy thing. Oh guys, I'm just gonna order room service tonight. You two go have fun.
Yeah, I vibe. Yep.
And if they're really pushy, then go if you want to go. But don't feel like you need to by any means. But Nick, I have a question for you.
Okay.
What do you do if the third wheel won't take a hint? You know? It's like they're so involved, they want to be a part of that relationship. What do you do then? Because obviously this person is your friend. Like they're so involved in your life at that point that they just want to hang out with both of you because you're both really good friends with this person.
Totally.
But
totally, yeah.
What if they're just not getting the hint? What do you do?
Okay, well you have options. I mean, option A, probably the best option. Just be straight up. Some people can't take hints.
Always the best option.
Exhibit A. Like, you know, like something like I don't pick up on things very easily. Mm-hmm. Like, I usually get there, but like, you know, it's been a couple, and then we've waited. I've had time to think. I'm like, oh shit. But
Nick was finger gunning at it.
Like, that's option A, and again, probably the best option is just be like, hey, we'd like to do a little dinner for ourselves. If you're okay with that, that's great. Personally, I'd feel a little awkward leaving somebody out, but I get the thing. But if they're just not getting the hint, I mean, it's just like, you know what? I'll give you 2 options because these are the options that you should do. A, be honest, just be like, yo, we want this tonight. Can you do yourself? Mm-hmm. Or B, accept it. Deal with them coming, because what are you gonna do? You're gonna start a fight? You're gonna start a yelling match? Like, what are you gonna do? Like, you can drop all the hints you want. If they're not picking it up, guess what? You either gotta hit them on the horns or just run with it.
Yeah.
There's 2 options here.
Or I feel like you need to have this conversation before you go on the trip. Like, hey, we're going to want us to have some alone time at some point. Just wanted to give you a heads up. Because then it's kind of like, then at least they have it in the back of their head. But exactly, like either you have to grin and bear it. Or you have to be straight up with them. Because a lot of people can't take a hint. And your unexpected third option is possibly, if you're crafty enough, set them up. If you somehow get them asked out at the same time, boom, bam, done. You know, like they're off
That's
with
like
that person off having a first date, and then you get to have your alone time with your significant other, and then they get to come and wind up with you after and tell you all the fun things, and you get to tell them about your great dinner. Wouldn't that just be fantastic if things worked out that way?
That's like an extreme option 3, Krysta.
I know, except things don't work out that way, so don't count on that option. Yeah. But keep it in the back pocket. If you see it happening, don't be afraid to play it.
I do like the idea of just being like straight up ahead of time, like before the trip, to be like, FYI, we're inviting you into this, but we are in a relationship. We might want to go for dinner once. Mm-hmm. If they say yes, great. If they say no, well, then they probably aren't going to come.
Yeah. It's one of those things, too. if they're going to be so offended that you want to be by yourself for one dinner, and then I think there's maybe like deeper insecurities or rooted issues, or maybe they want to be part of the relationship. I don't know. You got to figure that out.
That's a good question. But on the note of setting up, I feel like if I went with you and Spencer, I feel like y'all would do a pretty good job.
Thank you. But do not tell Spencer that, because he will actually take that and like will force that upon you. Like,
that means we'd have to hang out. We don't really hang out. So.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things that you know, when someone gets really excited about something.
Ah, yes.
It would be like that. Whereas, like, I would be really excited about it, but, like, I wouldn't force a puzzle piece into a wrong slot.
Yeah. No. I was just thinking, I was like, yeah, I could see them being pretty good at it.
Okay, I will one day slowly warm Spencer up to that idea if we ever go out into the world and we happen to have that situation, which is very unlikely. Because when have you, Spencer and I, ever hung out? Yeah. But hey, Kurds, if you want to see it happen and you want to see it live streamed, we'll do anything for the pod.
We'll just get... Oh, God. Getting closer and closer to exploiting Nick idea.
I know. See, he's not even saying no, though, guys.
If you're not watching, I have a face on.
Yeah. See, I'm the worst wing woman, though. I'll be honest. I'm that girl that's like, have you met Ted? You know, from How I Met Your Mother?
Have you met Ted?
Yeah.
Fucking hate that show.
Yeah, but Nick, I think you're fine. You're like me. You're just really nice. That people confuse it for flirting. So, you're golden.
All the time.
You're golden. I'll just do the same.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's true. We're kind of the same in that aspect.
Yeah, in that one field. So funny. But I don't know, there's just so many different ways that you can third wheel with people. And then on trips, I feel like there's no getting away from it. In your everyday life, like, let's be honest, I third wheeled with you, and I don't know if we ever made up a name for them.
Island girl.
Yeah,
I still have
I third wheel with I third wheeled then, and then also with that boy, I third wheeled with you too.
Yeah, okay, but here's the thing.
Oh, were you third wheeling with me? I don't know.
Here's the weird thing. The idea was Krysta was third wheeling when I was dating, and I was third wheeling when she was dating. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think I was more interested with Krysta because I don't get to see her all the time, right? Like.
That's true.
I get to hang out with her. And then with you and the other guy, I think I went with him.
You did.
More than I did with you.
You did. There was many times you guys would go off on your little dates, and I would come up and be like, what's going on, guys?
Like,
you
I
some
think
ice cream?
you were...
Oh, I wanted some ice cream.
Like, you were the third wheel, and my ex was the third wheel.
Yeah.
I was never the third wheel.
Yeah, or at least with your ex's situation, like, that was a blooming friendship at that point in time.
True.
So...
Yeah.
I was also their priority instead.
Yeah.
So I had both of your attention on me, which was really pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie.
Exactly. It wasn't like a full on like third wheel. We both had mutual interest in all the people.
Yeah, maybe that's what happened with the boy too, though. If you think about it, I was like, this boy is stupid. Nick is cool.
Double whammy. Put them together better than ever.
If that kid ever came back, I'd definitely be a third wheel. We've talked about having him on the podcast, and I'm like, no, because I'd be the third wheel on this podcast, and it's Nick and I's podcast. I'm not a third wheel on this show.
This is true. She is a number one wheel.
Hee.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny to be a third wheel in a bromance.
Yeah.
It truly is, and I feel like it happens
worse.
so much to me, and it's just because I know I can't compete.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I feel like it's worse. Like, I mean, the girls, they're gonna include you. They're gonna make time. They're gonna have their girl time. But usually, if you're at a restaurant, there's sports on the TV. Nick can be like, fine, I don't mind. Like, I'd rather watch the sports anyway.
True.
But,
that's why I actually came here, was because it had the sports channel.
But exactly. But you know, with like a bromance, it's like, no, we're moving you to watch the sports or play a video game or something like that. You know, and then you're just sitting there like, yeah, let's do that hockey.
Yeah.
That Roberto Luongo, does he still play for the Canucks? Hasn't played there for 10 years, Kristen.
Well, it's like bros being dudes, right? You're so in your own little world right there that you don't even realize that, hey, it's me. I want to be a part of this too. But it's also like at the same time, we're like Tinkerbell. If we don't have attention, we'll die. So we can't really let you have too much attention by yourself because it's like, hey, what about me?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, I think that's the hardest third wheel situation in a bromance.
Yeah, I would agree.
I'm glad we agreed on that because I felt like we needed to find out what the worst third wheel situation is. And that's probably the most realistic besides being a third wheel in something like really tragic. That's hanging out with your best friend that's dating your ex or something weird like that.
Yeah, that'd be awkward.
Yeah. But that's a different story.
I think just a quick to combat third wheelness, just absolutely throw yourself in there. Because oftentimes people fade to the background, don't answer, don't do anything. They're just there. No, you need to absolutely be in there. You know, when they're doing like little holdy hand things or, you know, maybe a little kiss
Hold
or
their
something
hand
like
too.
Well, you could do that. I'm not that kind of a guy, but I'm the guy to be like, oh, guys, get a room.
Yeah, true.
You know, like really insert yourself, make jokes of it because then it makes it fun. You know what I mean? Like they'll like you, and then you know, like I think they'll either A, never invite you again, or B, they'll invite you and have fun with it because you made yourself not a third wheel. You're just being like, yo, guys, like fuck, I don't give a fuck if you're dating. Guess what? I'm a part of this too.
Yeah, see, I like that too. I don't like it when people like kind of make you feel awkward that you're being with your person. I like it when they make fun of the situation because that's what we are, right? Like we're supposed to be having fun. We're supposed to being out, and like you're my friend. Yeah. I want you to be comfortable. If you're joking around, then obviously I'm gonna feel better about the situation too.
Well, 100%, exactly. You're gonna kind of diffuse the situation, make it a little easier, make it a little it's great.
Yeah, Nick, that was really good advice. I didn't even think about coming up with like a way to combat third wheelness. I was like, you just grin and bear it.
Yeah, Nick hasn't been around the block a few times at all. No, never. Nope. Nick's not a third wheel, ever. Nope.
Nope, he does not fade to the black. Sorry.
Kind of both.
I guess it's the same thing, kind of.
Fade to the back, yeah.
The darkness?
Yeah, exactly. To the void.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm sure Nick and I could speak about third wheelness forever, and I do feel like there's some untouched topics here that we could go into further details about.
Relationships, part 5!
Boop, boop. Was this really a relationships episode, though? This was just third wheel, though.
No, this is traveling third wheeling.
Traveling third wheeling. I love it.
That's what I'm going to call this episode.
I feel like we could make it a little bit more extravagant. Traveling.
I liked your festering few. I think you should be the namer of the episode.
They're all up in here. Anyways. Yeah. Anyways, going on to, I feel like this is where you can put in like a swipe screen.
Okay, I can do that.
It's okay. Anyways. Questions of the week. I kept it short.
You did. It's good.
I felt like I hit some good notes there.
You hit all of them.
Not all of them, but the ones that need to be hit. Okay, are you ready, Nick?
I was born ready, Krista.
Nick and Krysta, I'm moving to a new city alone. How do I stay social?
Oh, fuck. New city. Okay.
After COVID? Jeez.
Depends where. If you're moving to, like, Calgary, sucks to suck. But I guess you're going there for a job, I'm assuming. So, job people. Just become friends with them and you know, like, and a good way is also, you know, if you play ultimate or softball or soccer, you know, join a league. Like, you'll make friends that way. You know, you'll go for beers. There might even be beer at the game. You know, like you obviously when we get older, it's a lot harder. You're not going to school with these people. It's not that easy. You know, you got to make your friends elsewhere. But yeah, like, I don't know if going to the bar is a thing anymore. Like, you know, making friends that way. Like, unless it's like one of those club bar type of things.
Yeah, like I would be kind of afraid of something random just coming up to me. You know?
Yeah. So,
I'd be like,
yeah, that's what I'm
aren't you
saying.
aware of the social situation right now?
Yeah. So I mean, like, I think the sports thing is one of the better ones. Like, I can give you, like, when I started at Cap, like, first time ever going to university, like, I was alone. I didn't know anybody. But, you know, I'm like, cool, they have Ultimate. So I joined the Ultimate League thing. I have, like, a multitude of friends from it now. Like, a couple of them are, like, my best friends now. Like, you know what I mean? So, like that's a good way. Join an activity, or it doesn't even have to be, it could be dance, yoga. Like there's plenty of things you could do. But really put yourself out there, because if you're at home playing your Xbox or your Switch, you're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah, I think that's a really good advice. And I mean, if you're moving for a job, if there's anyone your age there, just, hey, do you want to go get a drink after work?
Yep.
Something.
And even explain, like, you're new.
Yeah, people love that. People love showing people things that they're like, yeah, they're going to think I'm so cool for this.
Yeah, like, I got to show you this park. It's the best park.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, oh, but you haven't seen this side of the park.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think the hardest part is having that conversation with someone, like showing up to that sport thing. Once you get there, it will be easy peasy.
I agree. It's tough going, but once you get there, no problem.
Perfect. Okay. Nick and Krysta, listen to your last week's episode about blocking. Turns out I went on my Instagram and found out several of my friends have blocked me.
Oh!
I am offended. Do I bring it up? Do I block them back? What are your suggestions?
That's hilarious.
We got some hot sauce in this gravy.
Yeah, we really do. We got the Frank's Red all up in there. Leave it. Because how long could it have been? Like, it could have been a year or two that they did this. You're going to bring it up now?
Yeah, true.
No.
I mean, how good a friend are they, really?
Well, exactly. Like, you know, like, I don't. I just don't think it's worth bringing up. Like,
I would unfollow them. Just unfollow them.
Yeah, like exactly. Like, if you're just noticing this now, clearly you aren't good friends with them, so what the fuck's the point?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, no, just ignore it.
Yeah,
laugh at it.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things that you take a screenshot of it, save it for later, laugh at it, but unfollow it. You don't need to put your energy into something like that. But if they are a good friend, maybe it was like a joke, or maybe it's something that you did something. Like, let's say it was yesterday they blocked you. Maybe send them a message. Maybe they didn't think you were going to notice, and you did, and you have some unresolved friendship things you need to work out. But I'm only saying to do that with really good friends.
Yeah, like somebody you thought was important in your life.
Yeah.
And have seen in the last, 6 months.
Yeah, exactly. Someone that is worth having that conversation for.
Yeah.
Because it could end up hurting your feelings, so be ready for that.
Okay, exactly.
Exactly. Do you have any questions, Nick?
Exactly. I don't.
Not to worry. Let's move on to recommendations of the week.
Recommendations of the week. We recommend things you do, see, listen. Those things.
Can I go first? Because I'm afraid
yes.
I'm afraid you'll steal mine.
Okay.
My recommendation is to watch the U.S. Open, because our young Fernandez, Canadian woman, she just turned 19 this week.
Yep.
Is she going to semis? I'm not quite sure, but
Yep.
she is doing pretty well for herself, and the Canadians are tearing it up down there. And honestly, tennis is fun to watch.
2 Canadians actually in the semifinals. There's Layla Fernandez in the women's side, and the men's side, Felix Auger-Aliassime on the men's side. So 2 Canadians in the Final Four. And there was a statistic out there. I don't have it in front of me, but Canada's kind of dominating tennis right now. In the last, I think it was like 8 to 10 years, like no other country has had more unique people in like a grand major semi-final. With like Canada has 6.
Nice.
Like 3 women and 3 men. Like we're dominating tennis. That is a good recommendation.
Yeah.
Not much time left. It's gonna end. It might actually be over by the time this episode comes out.
Oh no!
But-
I mean, watch some of it at least. It was funny. They asked her, "What are they feeding you Canadians up there?" And she said, "The maple syrup." True Canadian girl.
Yeah, go Canada, go baby.
Yeah.
We love it. We stand.
Absolutely. Okay, Nick, hit me.
Good recommendation. What is my recommendation? I don't know. You know what? If you are listening to this, it is Monday. There's still one more game on tap tonight, or 2 more games. Sometimes they do 2 games on the first Monday. The NFL season has started, and
Of course.
you should watch football. I pretty sure I said this for the CFL when it started. So now we just have more football to watch. You watch the CFL on Friday and Saturday, maybe even Sunday. There's sometimes a Sunday game. Usually there are Fridays. And then Sunday, you just watch football all day long. I mean, give it a chance. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. If you really want to, join a fantasy league. Get involved. Draft these players and be like, I want this guy to do really well. Like get involved. Enjoy football. It's fun. It's exciting. You might think it's slow, but it's the most strategic game out there.
Ooh. Well, there you have it, Kurds. Those are your recommendations. It's a sports field week for you.
It sure is. You got a lot of watching to do.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for listening.
We'll be back at it again with more Discontinued Gravy next week.
Talk to you later.
Peace.